Karun, he was from the nation of Musa alayhi salam. That he is from Bani Israel, he is from the children of Israel. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says, he became a transgressor and a tyrant against all the people of Bani Israel. And he was one of the most transgressed people during the time of Musa alayhi salam.
You see, Fir'aun is in charge, and the Israelites, the Banu Israel, they are slaves. They are being held in a ghetto population, and they are being controlled, and they're being beaten, and they're being abused for labor, and they're being horribly mistreated. When you treat people like this for a long period of time, there's a danger that they might rebel. Fir'aun was afraid that there might be an uprising. So one of the ways that Fir'aun wanted to control the people is he had what you can call in easy language sellouts. He had certain people from Banu Israel that he paid good money, and they would keep an eye on the Israelites and what they're talking about, or if anybody's getting out of line, so he could report back. He made a lot of money as a result. So you can imagine this guy has vaults that even the keys that he had, or these opening latches that he had, it would take a bunch of strong men to grab it, and even they would get exhausted after even trying to open it once. Meaning extremely secure, and if the lock is that big, and if the vault is that big, then what is inside, you can even imagine. And he doesn't have one, he has a number of those. When he has his security guards come and open the vault, the rest of the community can see. And the rest of the community is Banu Israel, he lives among them. But he's the only billionaire among a bunch of bankrupt people. Everybody else is living like slaves, and this guy is living like a billionaire. And he's got his nice ride, he's got his nice house, and he's got these vaults everywhere that nobody can open. And as it opens little by little, he sees his coins inside and all this stuff, and his face lights up, and people see the look on his face when he's looking at his money, and that's when they say to him, listen,
don't be happy over you acquiring unlawful means. Don't be happy over your tyranny. Don't be happy over your aggression. Don't be happy over your oppression. Don't be happy over your extortion. Don't be happy over doing something wrong. Allah does not love those who are happy through unlawful means. And prepare yourself for the hereafter. Don't only focus on this world and what you're going to acquire in this world. Focus on what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had prepared for you in the hereafter. You don't live in this world forever, but there is also a second world, but more importantly the hereafter.
Look, if you're the most prominent member of our community, everybody knows Karun. If you're not balanced, every one of us is going to want to be like you. Oh, if only we had what Karun has. Most people were actually obsessed with him. They wish they lived that lifestyle. They were hoping for that. Why? Because he's in that position. It's an attractive position to be in. Everybody wants to be like that.
What was the response of Karun after his people told him, don't be happy? His response was, I acquired all my wealth. I got all my wealth through my own experience and through my own sweat. I'm the one that worked so hard for this wealth. I'm the one that put effort into this wealth. All these things that you are saying to me, I don't care about them. I don't want to listen to them. Everything that you see, all my wealth, all this I've worked so hard for them. So Allah Azza wa Jalla now He responds, didn't He know? Didn't He know, Karun? Didn't he know before he made this remark that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had destroyed before him many nations who were a lot more richer than him, who were a lot more stronger than him, who were a lot more stable than him? So what he did, he gathered his people, he gathered his workers, he gathered his slaves, and then he started to parade. He started to march in the middle of the street with his people surrounding him, carrying his wealth. Hundreds of people carrying his wealth, and he had his horses. He was riding his own horse and mount, riding horses that were all clothed with gold, and he was clothed himself with gold. So people saw that parade. So the people who had weakness in their heart, or they were attached to this world, when they saw Karun and the adornments of Karun and the wealth of Karun and Karun marching with his wealth, they said, we wish and we long for to be as wealthy as Karun. Karun has been given a great fortune. Karun is a very fortunate person. Karun is a very happy person. Karun is a very lucky person. We wish we are like him. We wish we had wealth like him. We wish we had all this adornment like him. But then Allah Azza wa Jal talks about the other group of people, those who had Iman, those who had piety, those who had righteousness, those who had knowledge of the Torah. They responded and replied to those who longed for and wished that they had the wealth of Karun. They said to them, the rewards of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is by far better than what Karun has, and believing in Allah and doing righteous actions is by far a lot more dearer and beloved to Allah Azza wa Jal, and better for you in this world and the hereafter than all this wealth of Karun put together. It is only those who are patient will be granted this reward. So what did Allah do? Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows His power. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows His strength. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows His magnificence. Everyone is gathered together. Everyone had assembled around Karun and his wealth and his palaces and his jewelry and gems and gold and silver and his employees and slaves and horses and cattle and everything that he's got. Everyone is watching. Wow, this man is so wealthy, this man is so rich. I wish I'm like him. At that moment, Allah Azza wa Jal caused the earth to swallow him and his wealth and his palaces and houses while everyone is watching everything. What did his wealth do to him? What did his wealth benefit him at that time? What would all his wealth and all the wealth of this world put together benefit Karun when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted the ground and the earth to swallow him? He had nothing. He had no company to help him. He had no one to support him. Allah speaks about those who were longing for and wishing for to become like Karun. When they heard and they saw what happened to Karun, now they said, Allah Azza wa Jal is the one that decrees upon His servants His provision, His sustenance. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that writes and decrees upon His servants what they get in this world and their share in this world, and what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had written upon them in this world. And if it wasn't for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saving us now, they wish, they did not think what they thought of yesterday. Now they are happy, they don't have the wealth of Karun. They say, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not bless us and Allah made us like Karun, Allah would have destroyed us, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would have caused the earth to swallow us the way the earth swallowed Karun. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed us that He did not put us in a position as Karun. The disbelievers will never succeed. The good outcome will always be to those who are mindful of Allah, those who obey Allah and follow the commands of Allah, are those that Allah Azza wa Jal will give them happiness in this world and happiness in the hereafter. Look at Karun. All the wealth that Karun had, all the money that Karun had, all the prestige and fame that Karun had, this did not even help him in this world, nor that will help him in the hereafter.